I mean, I'd say we're still on an escalatory path. So there were th three things that we highlighted at the beginning of the war that we were watching for the oil markets. And the first one was Strait of Hormuz, whether it gets closed or what happens there. And then it's essentially still at a standstill. That's very important because about 20% of global oil flows go from there. And this is obviously very consequential. The second one was that if that happens, we would be watching the shut-ins in the Gulf producers. And that number, I mean, that is already happening as well. And that number is getting close to 10 million barrels per day, which is very significant. I mean, it's these Gulf producers that are running out of storage. They can't move their crude, they can't store their crude, so they have to shut in production. And the third one, very importantly, was the third thing that we were watching was damage to energy infrastructure, damage to oil infrastructure. And this is what we are also seeing right now. And I think all of these three things are quite important and very consequential. But perhaps the third one, energy infrastructure, if we do get more of those and if we do get lasting damage to infrastructure, that's potentially one of the worst things that could happen because then it would really take months, I mean, in some cases, maybe years to get that production back. So all of this is obviously bullish for prices. But what we're seeing with the Ras Laffan, I mean, that's an LNG facility, but it kind of shows that these type of targets are very much on the table now.
Yeah.
It's definitely bullish for prices as well. And that's what we're seeing in Brent and other benchmarks this morning.
Right. And it's that damage that has prompted President Trump to call on Israel and Iran to stop attacks on energy facilities. You mentioned Qatar's Ras Laffan. It's the world's biggest LNG plant. We're told that it suffered extensive damage. What does that mean, practically speaking, for countries that might rely on the LNG that it processes? Just kind of walk us through what that means.
Sure, and I mean it's not good because Qatar is a massive producer of LNG. It's a massive exporter of LNG, and I mean earlier today, what we heard was, as you said, extensive damage. We didn't really know what that meant, but in the last hour or so, I mean the headlines that hit the Bloomberg terminal was that there is about 17% of the whole facility that's damaged. And what was really surprising to me was that the CEO of Qatar Energy said it would take up to 3 years to fix this damage, which is, I mean, definitely longer than I would have imagined. And I mean, we haven't really been given any other details. But for countries like, especially in Asia, that rely on Qatari LNG, I mean, places like Pakistan, where it takes almost all of its LNG from Qatar, I mean, this is not good. And it's definitely, I mean, it's almost certainly going to result in much higher gas prices there. And it's obviously going to translate into much higher living costs I mean, Pakistan is just one example, but in many, especially Asian countries. But I mean, you could argue that this is almost a leading indicator. I mean, the longer this war goes on, it would trickle down to other regions as well.
So give us a sense on the other side of this, Salih. If President Trump decides, all right, I'm bored with this, I'm going to claim victory and we're going to end this thing, how long do you think it would take for oil to return to a more normalized level, do you think?
I think, I mean, at this point, it would take at least weeks, I would say. I mean, it's hard to tell, of course. I mean, if you asked me in the earlier days of the war, perhaps I would have said, a few days, the supply chains haven't been disrupted that much, it's definitely not good, but it would have been okay. I mean, now we're into the third week of this war. And, I mean, as you know, oil and the oil derivatives are essentially in everything that we use in our daily lives. And this is very disruptive, not just for crude, but also downstream from there for refined products, for petrochemicals, and for many other industries. So it's all disrupted. So I would say it would take weeks, if not months, to get back to the pre-war levels.
And just a quick mention, you talked about shut-ins, producers halting production essentially because they can't store any more fuel. That takes a long time for them to restart, right? It's not like it's as easy to restart as it was to shut down.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, in these fields, if you lose the pressure, it's not as easy as just flipping a switch and getting that production back. Like I said, it's not as bad as, I mean, this is perhaps obvious, but it's not as bad as getting a direct strike on these facilities
Right.
and actual damage that needs to be repaired. I I mean, that would be much worse. But you're absolutely right. It's not just turning it back on. It would take some time to get back to previous levels, to
Got it.
anywhere near full capacity for these facilities.